in so far as the government lands can be disposed of. I am in favor of cutting up the wild lands into parcels so that every poor man may have a home. The point, the power to hurt of all figures lies in the truthfulness of their application. I learned a great many years ago that in a fight between husband and wife, a third party should never get between the woman's skillet and the man's axe helve. Extemporaneous speaking should be practiced and cultivated. It is the lawyer's avenue to the public, however able and faithful he may be. In other respects, people are slow to bring him business if he cannot make a speech. I was losing interest in politics when the repeal of the Missouri Compromise roused me again. What I have done since then is pretty well known. I have always been an old line Henry Clay Whig. I am naturally anti-slavery. If slavery is not wrong, nothing is wrong. I cannot remember when I did not so think and feel. The people will save their government if the government itself will allow them. Being elected to Congress, though I am very grateful to our friends for having done it, has not pleased me as much as I expected. He who would be no slave must consent to have no slave. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves, and under a just God cannot long retain it. We find ourselves under the government of a system of political institutions conducing more essentially to the ends of civil and religious liberty than any of which the history of former times tells us. Allow the President to invade a neighboring nation whenever he shall deem it necessary to repel an invasion, and you allow him to do so whenever he may choose to say he deems it necessary for such purpose, and you allow him to make war at pleasure. It would astonish, if not amuse, the older citizens to learn that I, a strange, friendless, uneducated, penniless boy, working at $10 per month, have been put down as the candidate of pride, wealth, and aristocratic family distinction. If there should prove to be one real, living free state, Democrat in Kansas, I suggest that it might be well to catch him and stuff, and preserve his skin as an interesting specimen of that soon-to-be extinct variety of the genus Democrat. The people themselves, and not their servants, can safely reverse their own deliberate decisions. If the people of Utah shall peacefully form a state constitution tolerating polygamy, will the democracy admit them into the Union? We think the Dred Scott decision is erroneous. We know the court that made it has often overruled its own decisions, and we shall do what we can to have it overrule this. By what principle of original right is it that 1/50th or 1/90th of a great nation, by calling themselves a state, have the right to break up and ruin that nation as a matter of regional principle?